August 6, 1945. An atomic bomb obliterated Hiroshima, instantly killing 80,000 people. The city was reduced to ashes, but miraculously, one factory stood its ground, just 3 miles from ground zero. But this isn't just a story of survival. This is about how a small Cork company, started by a fisherman's son with no education, would go on to humiliate the giants of the automotive world. You see, while Toyota and Ford were building safe, conventional cars, this company was about to bet their entire existence on an engine that every engineer said was impossible, a gamble so outrageous it nearly destroyed them. 3 times they faced bankruptcy. 3 times they were mocked by the industry. But then in 1991, at Le Mans, the world's most brutal 24-hour race, they didn't just prove everyone wrong. They humiliated every major manufacturer with an engine that broke every rule in physics. This is how Mazda, a company that survived the unsurvivable, went on to achieve the impossible. And trust me, once you hear what they did next, you'll never look at this atomic survivor the same way again. In 1920, while Japan was rapidly industrializing, a small manufacturing company opened its doors in Hiroshima. But they weren't making cars, or even machinery. They were making cork, simple bottle stoppers for sake and medicine bottles. Started by Jujiro Matsuda, the Toyo Cork Kogyo company was barely staying alive. While other Japanese companies were building empires with steel and machinery, Matsuda's tiny cork factory was fighting just to keep its doors open. But Matsuda had bigger dreams than just making bottle stoppers. In 1927, he made a bold decision. He would transform his failing cork business into something entirely different. He rebranded as Toyo Kogyo Company and began focusing on machinery instead. Many thought he was crazy to abandon a stable, if struggling business for such an ambitious leap. But Matsuda saw something others didn't, an opportunity to be part of Japan's industrial future. His gamble started paying off when the company began producing machine tools. The quality of their work caught attention, and soon they were manufacturing everything from rock drills to industrial equipment. 4 years later, they released their first vehicle, the Mazda Go Type DA, a 3-wheeled motorized truck. The name Mazda was chosen carefully, inspired by Ahura Mazda, the Zoroastrian god of wisdom and harmony, while also paying tribute to the founder's own surname. It was a humble start for what would become one of the world's most daring car companies. But everything was about to change. Because in 1945, as World War II reached its devastating climax, Hiroshima was about to become ground zero for an event that would alter human history forever. And somehow, against all odds, what happened next would set Mazda on a path to revolutionize the automotive world forever. August 6, 1945. At 8:15 a.m., as most of Hiroshima's residents were starting their day, a blinding flash lit up the sky. In seconds, an atomic bomb had turned Japan's 7th largest city into a wasteland. 80,000 people were killed instantly, and countless more would die in the aftermath. 3 miles from ground zero, while everything around it was destroyed, the Toyo Kogyo manufacturing plant in Fuchu remained standing. In a city where almost nothing survived, their factory had somehow endured the blast. While its headquarters took significant damage, the production buildings remained largely intact. Jujiro Matsuda saw an opportunity to help his devastated city. He immediately offered his surviving factory to serve as a makeshift hospital, police station, and city hall. In those dark days, the factory became more than just a building. When families desperately searched for missing loved ones, Toyo Kogyo's factory became their gathering point. The company's workers, despite losing their homes and families, began returning to the factory. And just 4 months after the bombing, while much of Hiroshima still lay in ashes, they resumed production of their 3-wheeled trucks. These vehicles would prove crucial in helping rebuild the shattered city. But surviving an atomic bomb was just the beginning, because in the coming years, this small company from Hiroshima would attempt something even more unthinkable. They were about to challenge every major car manufacturer in the world with an engine technology that engineers said was impossible. And what they did next would revolutionize the automotive industry forever. By 1961, Japan's automotive industry was dominated by giants like Toyota and Nissan. While these companies focused on building conventional cars, Mazda was about to attempt something that would either revolutionize the industry or destroy their company completely. They were betting everything on the rotary engine, a design that was completely different from traditional engines. Instead of pistons moving up and down, it used a triangular rotor spinning in circles. The design promised incredible power from an engine half the size of its competitors, but there was one massive problem. No one had ever managed to make it work. Every major manufacturer had tried and failed. Mercedes had spent millions only to give up. GM's best engineers couldn't solve its problems. Even Toyota's chief engineer declared it technically worthless. The engine would destroy itself from the inside, leaving distinctive scars that engineers called devil's nail marks. But Mazda saw something others didn't. They signed a deal with the engine's inventor, Felix Wankel, and assembled an elite team of 47 engineers. Their mission? Perfect what every major manufacturer said couldn't be done. For 6 years, they worked tirelessly. While competitors mocked them, calling it corporate suicide, Mazda refused to give up. 3 times they nearly went bankrupt. 3 times they pushed forward, refusing to give up. Then, in 1967, they shocked the automotive world. The Cosmosport 110S, the world's first successful rotary-powered production car, proved everyone wrong. The impossible engine was now a reality. But Mazda wasn't done yet. They were about to take their revolutionary engine to Le Mans, the world's most brutal race, where they would attempt something no Japanese car had ever achieved. And what happened next would make automotive history. In 1991, while European manufacturers dominated motorsport with traditional engines, Mazda was about to attempt something unprecedented. They were taking their impossible engine to Le Mans, the most brutal race in the world. The 24 hours of Le Mans wasn't just any race. Cars would push their engines to the absolute limit, racing non-stop at speeds over 200 miles per hour. Most wouldn't even finish. And in its 59-year history, no Japanese car had ever won. Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, these were the names that conquered Le Mans. But Mazda arrived with something different, the 787B, powered by their revolutionary 4-rotor engine. While competitors mocked the idea of using a rotary engine in such a punishing race, Mazda was about to prove everyone wrong again. Hour after hour, while other cars faltered and failed, the 787B's distinctive engine scream echoed through the French countryside. Through rain, through darkness, through everything Le Mans could throw at it, Mazda's impossible engine kept running. Then, after 362 laps and 3,000 miles of relentless racing, the unthinkable happened. The Mazda 787B crossed the finish line first. They hadn't just won, they dominated, finishing without a single mechanical issue. The small company that survived an atomic bomb and bet everything on an engine everyone said would fail had just humiliated every major manufacturer in motorsport. To this day, it remains the only Le Mans victory by a Japanese car with a non-piston engine. But this triumph would come at a cost, because what happened next would push Mazda to the brink of extinction. Just months after their historic Le Mans victory, everything changed. New emissions regulations banned rotary engines from racing, and rising fuel prices made their revolutionary engine too expensive for regular cars. Mazda's greatest triumph had suddenly become their biggest liability. By the mid-1990s, the company was facing extinction. The Japanese economy had crashed, car sales had plummeted, and their rotary engine, the innovation that defined them, was now dragging them down. Ford, seeing an opportunity, bought 33.4% of Mazda. But this rescue came with a price. They would have to abandon their beloved rotary engine. The RX-7, their legendary sports car that had dominated racetracks worldwide, was discontinued. The RX-8, their final attempt at a rotary-powered car, ended production in 2012. After 45 years, it seemed like the impossible engine had finally met its match. But Mazda refused to give up. They poured their innovative spirit into new technologies like Skyactiv engines, achieving what competitors said couldn't be done: better performance while using less fuel. By 2015, Ford had sold its final shares, and Mazda was independent again. Today, while other manufacturers chase sales numbers, Mazda continues to defy convention. In 2020, they shocked the world by announcing the rotary engine's return, not as a main power source, but as a range extender for electric vehicles. From surviving the atomic bomb to achieving the impossible, Mazda proved that the craziest dreams are the ones worth fighting for. And speaking of companies that dared to be different, there's another fascinating story about a car manufacturer that started by building fighter jets. Their rise and fall is one of the most tragic tales in automotive history. Click here to watch that story next.